What's up, guys? It's your boy Anime Boom, and I am back for another video. And a couple months ago I watched WandaVision, and I thought it was not that good because of the first 3 episodes and the episodes after episode 6. So that show was kind of bad, but I am sorry, WandaVision. I am sorry. Because Falcon and Winter Soldier is just way worse than WandaVision. It's really bad. So let's get into it. Roll that intro. Anime Boom. Let's go. Okay, so let's talk about Sharon Carter. She's like one of the bigger problems of this show. She has a lot of issues. Like, why didn't she just go back to her regular life back in the US a long time ago? I think it's really dumb. Most of the Avengers have went back to their regular lives. So for her to still be doing like dumb stuff and being out there talking about, I can't go back, I'm struggling, and nobody like helped me, I just think that was dumb. And she should just been able to come back. Because at the end of the show, she came back to the U.S. And I feel like that whole storyline of her being away was pointless and dumb. So that was bad. And then her power broker, main villain, evil storyline is horrible. I don't take her seriously. She's not Thanos. She's not Hydra. She's not no Hela or nothing. She's just Sharon Carter. So I don't take that storyline seriously. It was a bad ending. She was kind of like one of the big villains of the show, kind of. And I thought that was bad. So Sharon Carter was just a problem in this show. And that's why partly I don't like this show. Because it's too much Sharon Carter. And they ruined her character. She should have stayed the cool side character. So Sharon Carter is a problem. Okay, so let's talk about Zemo. I like Zemo's character in this show, but I feel like he's very forced into the show. I feel like he should not be here. It makes no sense. He's a very evil person. He killed King T'Chaka and 13 people in Civil War. And Bucky should notice they have a weird relationship. They're not friends. And he knows how evil he is. So for Bucky to let Zemo out so easy, only because the Flag Smasher stole regular items and stuff, I think is very dumb. Zemo's evil. It's just weird how he's rich now. It's weird how he got out of jail so easy. And they just want Zemo. So it's just weird. They just wanted a Captain America character. And I feel like they forced Zemo in. So I have a problem with Zemo. Okay, so let's get into the next one. This was one of my big problems. Falcon being broken. His family struggling with a boat. A little tiny boat. I thought this was so stupid. Falcon is a big celebrity. So he could make a YouTube account right now and he would have like 5 million subscribers. This storyline of him being the struggling black dude and his sister being the struggling black mom just seems fake to me. Give a call to Pepper. Give a call to Happy. And then this thing will be resolved. It just feels like they're choosing to stay poor. Like, call Wakanda or Nick Fury and get this over with. Like, people are dying. You're just wasting time with this filler. And then this will never come back after this show. This will be over with. So, this just storyline is dumb to me. Falcon, you're not broke. You're just faking it. Okay, so I don't really want to talk about Batroc, but he's a problem, I guess. Like, he had a cool fight with Captain America and Winter Soldier, and that should have been it. They made him a full-on character in Falcon Winter Soldier, and he is boring. In episode 6, he had this very try fight with Falcon, and his character is horrible. Like, I was zoning out with that fight with Falcon in episode 6. That was horrible. I just seen a bunch of big dudes punching each other, and it was bad. So, like, he's just a bad character. And then he was like one of the main villains of this like finale in the show. So it was just very bad. He should not have been this big. He should just had that one fight scene on episode 1 of the show and fought Captain America and Winter Soldier. And I feel like that should have been it. So Batroc, you should not be a character. You're bad for the show. Okay, guys, do you remember in Civil War where there were 5 super soldiers and they were like crazy, scary, and strong? And like if Zemo released them, it was just gonna be the end of the world. You was thinking that, and Avengers need to stop Zemo before he releases them. Well, in Falcon Winter Soldier, they just messed up the super soldiers. They fight like they're regular people sometimes, and then they fight like super soldiers, and that's bad. It was a scene on episode 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. The super soldiers couldn't pick up boxes, regular boxes, and one had to sacrifice themselves to give them like time to put the boxes on the plane and stuff. And I thought that was so dumb. My brother was confused because like humans were fighting like super soldiers, and then super soldiers were fighting like humans, and it was just dumb. So they really did just ruin super soldiers, in my opinion. You don't know who's a super soldier and who ain't. My brother was confused. He thought Bucky lost his powers because they really was doing Bucky dirty sometimes. So yeah, they just ruined super soldiers. So that was just weird. Okay, so let's get into another problem of this show, that it feels filler to me. I feel like Falcon and Bucky's development was not big enough to where I feel like they're whole different characters and it's going to connect to a whole other movie or show. I feel like they're the same people they were at the end of Endgame. Falcon just became Captain America and Bucky's still the Winter Soldier. And if you think Bucky's not the Winter Soldier anymore, he's Bucky now, you're wrong, because they even put it at the end of the title screen on episode 6, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I feel like they're both still the same people at the end of Endgame, and then the next movie could have just started off with him with a new suit on. So I just feel like this whole show's been kind of filled. The Flag Smashers weren't big enough to connect to the other MCU movies or shows. I feel like they appeared out of nowhere episode 1 and died at episode 6 because they're filler villains. I feel like this whole story was kind of filler, and they should have gave him a better becoming Captain America story to me. So the show just feels filler to me. So that's another big problem. Episode 3 was an issue in this show. It felt very filler, going from location to location to location, and it didn't even mean anything. I feel like they forced characters in like Zemo and Sharon Carter. They did not have to be there. They just wanted Captain America characters there, and just the location moving was horrible. And they didn't need that. It didn't focus on the Flag Smashers, and John Walker wasn't in this one. So I feel like episode 3 was just a bad episode. Felt like filler, and you forced in characters. So that's my problem with episode 3. It's the worst episode this season, and it's a big problem of this series, Falcon Winter Soldier. So episode 3 is a problem. Okay, the Flag Smashers. They're bad. They are bad, and there's a couple reasons why. First of all, they ruin super soldiers. They're not good. They give a lot of nobodies these powers, and they do not use them at all. They fight like regular humans, and they lose to regular humans. And I think that makes no sense. Captain America, Bucky made that power cool, and then those super soldiers in Civil War were cool too. So to make these super soldiers lame, make super soldier serum and all that stuff look bad, and it's not as strong as it used to be. So that was a problem. They don't know if they want the Flag Smash to be good or bad. That was also confusing because the last episode they were just bad. But on episode 4, I could actually feel bad for them, and I could kind of look at them as good people. So I was confused about that. And then the last thing would be that they feel like filler villains. They appear out of nowhere in episode 1, and then they don't really do nothing like big to make me care about them. And then in the last episode, they die. They all are gone. So Flag Smashers are bad. They're bad. They're a problem. Okay, so for the final problem of this show, it's the Black Captain America storyline. It feels very forced. And if you do it well, I will like it, but you don't do it well. The scene where Falcon gets pulled over by the cops feels very forced. It's bad. I don't take Falcon's struggle seriously because like he's a rich man around a bunch of rich Avengers. So I never took that seriously. They didn't need to fake 4 stories about like Falcon being the broke black dude that comes from the bottom to the top, because he's not one of those people. I felt like you should have gave this storyline to an actual poor black character in the MCU like universe, not to Falcon. And then you just don't need to give him storylines like this. Give him a regular storyline. You never seen Miles Morales. He's an Afro-Latino. They never mixed none of that in there. They gave him a regular storyline as Spider-Man. And I love that about Miles Morales. He's a regular character. So giving Falcon this felt very forced. It's bad. You didn't need it. So that was another big problem of this show. It's the final problem of this show. So let's get into the positives. I want to talk about something positive of this show. So the next one. Okay, so let's talk about the positives of this show. I didn't want to be negative the whole time. I want to bring some positives to this show. Vision was the highest point of WandaVision. He's one of the best parts of that show. So let's bring up the best character in this show, John Walker. He's a good character. I love his story, and he's just a good character. That's me. Episode 4 was a good episode. Made the flag smashes kind of interesting. John Walker was good. Bucky and Falcon were good. Everything was good in that episode. That's my favorite episode. The effects and CGI were way better than WandaVision. It looked really good. This whole show looked really good. And I'll give them that. And that's the positive of the show. And I thought Bucky and Falcon's chemistry and stuff was also pretty good in this show. I liked it. So there were some positives, mostly negatives, but that's my review for WandaVision. That's my thoughts about this show. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Anime Boom out. Peace.